All right, so 10 minutes goes by, and you're in this antechamber, this lobby area of the Portal Regulatory Agency of Sigil. Now, after some time, two guards in plate mail, clearly guards as they sort of march in, march near where your party's sitting. And then the halfling woman comes up and says, "Excuse me, Vorel, can I speak with you?"
Uh, you may.
Okay, come over here.
Okay.
I hope I found out that you are the Imp Sports fighting champion, Vorel.
And that is true.
We are very honored to receive you.
Thank you.
We have one slight concern with your entourage.
I see.
You have a tiefling with you.
It seems I do.
So will be requiring an armed escort while she's here.
Oh, I see. Are tieflings considered dangerous?
They are the product of demons and humans. They are most conniving and untrustworthy, and know nothing to solve all problems but violence. She is
What?
welcome here, but with an armed escort.
But what if the and he does a hand gesture of joining was out of love? When a
Demons
man
do
loves a demon.
demons' love is corrupt. It is never without ulterior motive. And that strain of corruption permeates tiefling kind.
I see.
Only one tiefling has proven to have a heart of pure gold and opulence. And she has ascended
True.
to. One sec, I gotta get that information. My bad. I should have known you were gonna ask. Why didn't I know? Give me a moment. Sorry, my friends.
Hey, it's fine.
Damn it. I know where she went to. It's an important answer. Sorry. 1 second. Mount Celestia, where all things lawful and good rule.
Oh,
Do you know of Abigreer?
first time hearing of it.
Hmm. Well, she is the one exception.
I see. Well, I can assure you my companion has been under constant scrutiny her entire life and will not be too surprised by rude looks and weapons.
Good. So we have no problems then, right?
No problems.
Very well. Follow. And she begins walking down the hallway, and the armed guards hope take a position on your left and right side. And silently just stare off straight ahead.
Cool. Hope will pretend they're her personal armed guard and lead them as she walks behind the friends.
Okay. So as a group, you follow this halfling woman as she takes you up 5 flights of stairs. And everyone walks up these large ivory stairs. They head up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And as you look on from the various floors, you see there are lots of different offices and desks and people working hurriedly, shaking papers, races and beings of all kind, including noodle kind. And you make your way to the 5th floor, and you're taken down a hallway. And in the halfling stops, opens the door to a boardroom, and says, "Please wait in here for Duerto."
Dware.
All right.
Do the guards?
The guards will wait outside.
All right.
Okay, so everyone makes their way into the boardroom. The 2 guards assume a position either on the left and right hand, and then another servant halfling comes in with the wine that was ordered and drops wine for Nash and for Hope. Anything else for anyone here?
Hope will
No?
nod as a thank you and start drinking.
Okay. Perhaps we shouldn't have given the halfling wine. They sort of whisper to each other as they exit the room. A few moments goes by. There's time for you guys to chat if you wish. If not, we can move on.
I'm just
All
gonna.
right, so
No, go ahead.
what's our stance going to be when they come in? We're looking to establish a business. We need a trade route to Earth. Is
Hmm.
that what we're all feeling good with?
Yeah, I've got a kingdom where I come from if we can find the portal. If they need something in return.
I
I'm
assume.
afraid with the recognition, we're not going to be able to walk out of here with lies.
Well, then we sprinkle in enough of the truth. Varel, you are now the owner, or soon-to-be owner and proprietor of 2 inns. You're beginning a franchise.
Good. I like this.
You are an important businessman.
Excellent.
We have the leader of a kingdom from this world. We have a being who is harnessed in mind energy. We simply need to find a way to connect to that portal optimally to make your business succeed.
Excellent.
All right. And with that conversation, 2 figures, you see them, the silhouettes of them through sort of the glass pane on one side of the boardroom wall. They walk towards where the guards are. The guards stand to attention. The door opens. And then in walks, in a tuxedo, not unlike Varel's, very similar make, a being who's tall and lanky, and his head sort of narrow from here, and then a big bulb on top. On the sides of his head are eyeballs, and at the bottom of this like long, lanky part, there's like a little mouth at the bottom, and the tongue sort of rolls out of it a little bit. So you're like this weird looking creature you've never seen before. And behind him, an illithid that you recognize immediately, Varel, as Fax from the M Sports competition, walks in behind him. He's got a piece of metal lodged into his head, but he's otherwise as illithid gets. Stanley and Hope, this is the first time you've seen an illithid since the ones you fought in Caravalon.
Hope is
See
going
this.
to visibly tense.
Yeah, Stanley's hand drops to his weapon, but he doesn't draw it.
I will stand from my seated position.
Greetings. Fax sort of looks at you and goes, he looks almost timid and awkward and pretends not to acknowledge you.
Oh, and I make knowing gestures.
The taller one with the large bulbous top head and the eyes on the side and the tongue goes, greetings. You must be Vorel Rasvim Kulik.
I am.
I hear from my assistant that you are a great M Sports fighting champion.
That is true.
What brings you to the regulatory agency of Sigil for portals?
My partner here and I wish to engage in business by conducting trade through certain portals we must identify.
And you've come to the regulatory agency seeking information about these portals. Yes.
Correct.
Perfect.
And what sort of trade are you engaging in?
If you may, Stanley Billings.
Of course, my friend Vorel here is using his notoriety as a M Sports champion to further expand his empire of inns and lodgings. He has inns here in Sigil as well as other worlds, and we're looking to establish easy trade between the locations. Goods, services.
And what sort of goods are you looking for?
Well, we're going to
Chickens,
require
beef, lamb.
normal provisions, but it is not simply that. It's that on one particular world, we actually have a connection with a local ruler of that world. Uh, Hope here is a queen where she's from.
And Hope will nod.
He appears unfazed and he says, "What is the name of this realm you are looking for?"
Our world is called Earth.
Earth. Do you mean the plane of elemental Earth?
No, this is the name they chose for the planet itself.
A planet of Earth.
Well, it's got lots of things on it. That's just the name.
Fax, will you search the record for the existence of some place called Earth? And Fax puts a briefcase onto the table between you, opens it up, and then puts on this little headset. It kind of straps around the top of his bulbous mind flare head, and then he brings these two retractable eye covers and just puts them over his eyes. And you see his hands move in front of him. While my assistant searches for record of this Earth, is it necessary that your materials come from such an unknown place?
Yes, as I said before, with the connections we have there, we will find better supply, better offers, better trade agreements than we would on a unknown world with people we don't already have a partnership with.
After this bout of conversation, Fax lifts the eye covers from his eyes, and he looks to his, evidently his boss, and he brings his hand up and he goes, whispers in his ear. Very well, I will take a look at this. He takes the headset from Fax and puts it on his own head and covers his eyes. And then Fax, while his boss is looking through things, Duerto is looking through these eye panels and navigating in some way. He looks over to you, Varel. Fax does, and he says, "Congratulations on your victory." And then
Thank
he
you.
winks.
I'm sorry you lost to a cheating ghost.
I'm in the competition this weekend. Are you?
I have opened up a coaching facility if you want help. And I give him a thumbs up.
I will come to this. And you hear, Fax. Concentrate on your work. No M sports fighting at work. And then he exhales and opens up this headset, and he puts the headset on the table, and he goes, I found the record of this Earth. There is but one. And I do not recommend it for you.
Well, I've been there and I don't recommend it for many either, but nonetheless, it is the world we're going to have to trade with.
There is only one record of a stable portal. And judging by your garments, you are Gentiles of Sigil. And the place where this portal is no place for Gentiles.
We have means. We simply need the location.
Very well, I provide you with this information. The steward of this portal to this Earth place can be found in the Hive. And its steward is... He looks around. Come closer. And he leans in closer.
Wait.
Tobacho fleur. And then he leans back.
Toba Joe Fleur.
Tobacho fleur.
Tobacho Fleur.
Tobacho Fleur.
I strongly advise you find a new place to conduct trade. The steward is not a kind being. And the hive is a pit of scum and villainy.
Have I read about the hive in studying about Sigil these past 8 days?
Okay. History check, please.
That's going to be a 13.
Okay, so this is knowledge for all 8 of you. Over the course of this time, you've come to learn that Sigil is broken up into various wards. The various wards are also stewarded by various factions that permeate Sigil. In particular, the Hive is one. It's the poor area where, if you're destitute, the place you have to go live, basically. It's filled with not only the poor, but also many evil aligned factions. It's a place that where all the worst miscreants and never-do-wells of the plains who end up in Sigil find themselves either making their base or housed in. It is the largest of the wards within Sigil as well, and it is known to be the most dangerous part of Sigil as well. That's what you know.
Well, I can't say the information you're giving us is pleasing to hear for what our needs are. Is there any other options that we might have to get to this world?
There are hundreds of options if you require trade for your inn. I'm beginning to get the feeling this is not about your business, but
Well,
about
as I
another
said,
matter.
it is a golden opportunity if it's to this specific world. It is less ideal if it's to another, so that is why we are looking for the one specific option.
This Earth place is not a prominent realm that has associations in Sigil. There is another world on the same shard, but you would have to bring a spelljammer or some other craft to access it from this world.
Stanley's gonna lean back quietly to Varel. Did anything he said just make sense to you?
No, but it seems we got the information we wanted.
Was there
Oh.
anything else I could do for you, gentlemen, today? And gentle lady? And he nods to you.
Hope will nod back.
I apologize for the treatment of my co-workers. They are cowards and fear things they do not understand.
It is of no consequence.
Vorel, am the sports fighting champion. Was there anything more that I can do for you?
You have been most helpful. Thank you for the name and location of this portal. We will begin our dealings.
Very well. Best of luck to you. And then he gets up. Fax, come on. And Fax again makes a little nod at you. And then they both exit the room.
10 a.m. tomorrow.
Okay. Make a note of that. All right. The guards sort of peer in, look around. We about done in here.
Our business is concluded.
All right, then let's make our way out. All right, and they escort you out down the 5 flights of stairs back to the main hallway, and they stand there waiting for you to exit the building.
Guess we'll go.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll leave.
All right. You exit the building and you're back in the square. There are lots of people sitting, drinking. It's become close to noontime, so people are out on their lunch breaks. All the clerks in this businessy, clerky area. There are lots of birds circling around, hoping for food, either on top of the buildings or on the square ground, or just flying about.
Pharrell, don't worry about the birds. They're just birds.
Well, I
Wait.
would get changed and then go look in the sewers.
I had a thought. There was an organization that gnome responded to. He was part of the Diggers, the Deadlings, what can I roll to remember things I didn't write down?
No, this one here, yeah, he said he was selling the bodies to the dustmen.
The Dustmen.
He didn't say he belonged to them, but that he was part of a crew that would recover bodies and sell them to the dustmen.
We could go inspect with the Dustmen, but They've
No,
killed-
let's see if we can find the guns first, and then we can start looking into the avenues.
I mean, if there was a way that you were dropped off here, it makes sense, or would make sense to me, if there was a way back through that same area. I don't know, though. I'm not entirely sure how things ultimately work.
the word in the previous conversation that stood out from the odd shock man was stable. I believe the portal we rode wasn't stable.
All right. Well, we knew this wasn't going to be easy because so rarely it is. But, I mean, look, this isn't going to necessarily be the most optimistic pitch, but have we considered not going back at all?
To what? Stanley, you don't want to stay here.
Why not? Take a look around. It's been 8 days, and I've only heard of one story where there was an attack on somebody. The worst I've experienced is a bird pecked me this morning.
You haven't experienced the Lady of Pain showing up suddenly and exacting the kind of justice that leaves no room for error.
And I have no intention on it, Nash. This is a place where you actually get to live, maybe enjoy life for a little while.
We could always split if we find a way back. Some stay here, the others go.
Are you going home, Hope?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Hope can't stay here. They seem to
Why
have
not?
They have a problem with tieflings. All sorts of fishy around that subject. Plus, she's a queen. The longer she stays here, the more likely it is it gets taken over by idiots and destroyed.
I mean, who knows, that may have already happened. We may be going back to dust and rubble and nothing.
Stanley, I wore the glasses. Your soul is still bound to your quest.
Alright, well, that is a problem. But at the same time, do we really think this is a quest we're going to achieve? I mean, we weren't even close, and hoping I didn't make it. By all accounts. I mean, maybe it's better to enjoy the time we have and accept the inevitable when it comes.
Oh, man.
It's dark.
Well, I'm saddened by this. First of all, we've just learned that the portal was in a place where we might get a good bit of fighting in, and you want to give up now.
I didn't say this was necessarily what I want. It's just an option I felt worth floating as a possibility. I mean, everybody seems so incredibly anxious to get back to a place that required us to fight for our lives every single day, took so much from us, and ultimately killed two of us, turned one of us into a floating heart.
I have a
Doesn't
wife.
sound
I
great
have a
on
wife
paper.
and a child back home. That counts for something.
A roommate.
A roommate to make me food. No, but someone I can't just. What kind of man would that make me? It's easier here. Sorry, honey. And Junior. Fend for yourselves in a harsher world. Here is nice, and I can't get you here, so just see ya. Nice to know you. That doesn't. We can't do that.
Yes, Stanley. What of your waterbird lady? Hmm?
Eminel Ficald?
Sure.
I don't know. I just.
What's her name?
Better remember.
Look, you're right. There's plenty back there that we need to deal with. And not the least of which is ensuring that we're not bound for the weir when this is all done. But I just want to make sure we're all in agreement and committed to this.
You bring up an important view, Stanley. We haven't gotten you a kingdom. I am a king. Hope is a queen. Nash has a baby. We need to get you invested in your world.
I thought I was.
I thought so too. You were going to date the ice lady, and we were going to fly in a magic box to your home.
I don't exactly think that's how that was planning on going, but I mean, I'd started to dedicate my life to something there. I thought maybe I could do some good in what was a terrible, terrible place. And all it got me was killed and signed up for the very place that I was destined to go to anyway. All of that was for nothing, Varel. One mistake. One single mistake. And then it no longer matters what you do anymore.
I'm sad.
It is sad.
Your heart is empty, but so must be your stomach, Stanley. Come. This place must have the equivalent of macaroni grill of something. I look around for something fancy in the area that looks like I could take it.
There are several restaurants that are getting packed for lunch service.
I could treat you to some sort of food that delights your senses, Stanley.
Sure. This can be a conversation for another time. For all I care, we can go back to the inn and get ready to go looking for weapons and items and whatever else we want to look for.
You did not have a frog. I regret that decision. Let us eat, Stanley. And I will treat the group to a nearby restaurant that looks fancy to match our fancy outfits.
Okay, so you see that there's a restaurant that looks enticing called the Pig's Foot.
Not the fancy I was looking for, but it's packed with fancy people.
It is. Everyone in there is dressed to the nines. They're all working professionals in the clerk's award. So you make your way to the front door, and there's a concierge right at the front, and he goes, "Oui, hello. Can I help you?
We are looking to dine at this establishment.
Do you have a reservation?"
No.
That's what fancy people do, Varel. They make reservations.
Oh,
Let me see what I can do for you. He steps out into the back, and then he reappears a moment later, and he says, "I have a table that I can seat 4 in.
Perfect.
Very well. Follow me. And then he beckons you to follow, and he takes you to the back corner in this kind of cramped booth towards the back. It is all we have at this short notice, yes? Come, sit.
Oh, this will not do at all. For an M Sports fighting champion as I shall be leaving.
Wait one moment. And then he rushes over to the bar really quickly, whispers into the bar man's ear, and the barman whispers back, and they both turn around, look at you, and go. And then he rushes back and he goes, pardonnez-moi, sorry, I did not realize we had a world-class M Sports fighting champion at the Big Foot today. And then he rushes, cette table, allez-y. And then he motions to some waitresses who are also in the bar, and they basically lift up the plates that are on a table and shoo people out of the table. And it's a sort of nice, large wooden table at the head of the restaurant near the window. And they shoo them away. And after a few moments, you're shielded from most of this. You can see it, but they're not really fighting with you. Those customers get shunted off somewhere out of view that you can't see. And then the gentleman says, please come with us. We have your table ready. And then he seats you at this beautiful table for 4 right near the window. And they already begin filling up glasses of wine for each of you. Today's special is a lamb intestine. Yes? A soup.
Wonderful.
That sounds good. That sounds great.
Fantastic. That sounds perfect.
Is that the comfort food you're hoping to give Stanley? Or yeah.
Stanley, order what you want.
Well, I'm not exactly used to being able to order what I want. I'll have whatever is recommended, whatever you think is best.
Pardonnez-moi, I don't mean to intrude, but it sounds like perhaps your friend, you want to treat him to something he like? Yes?
Yes, I want him to taste of his home.
What taste do you like, monsieur?
Well, typically I enjoy whatever I can find.
Yes, but you must have a special that you want to eat. We make it for you. Nothing too hard for great M Sports fighting champion. Well, everyone, we do it for you.
He was French before, and now he's Japanese, I think.
No, he's still French.
Okay, all right.
He might be Japanese French.
Japanese French? Got it. Frenchonese?
Varel, I don't really have a whole lot of experience ordering from a menu.
Oh, Stanley, what did you used to eat when you were younger?
It was whatever could be found.
What was found?
Creatures of the desert, whatever was available.
You heard this man?
You're all from the same place as me. Was there an abundance everywhere where you were? Sometimes we ate bugs. Sometimes we didn't eat anything at all. Sometimes we gnawed on whatever resembled a plant at any given time.
Waiter, my friend is a simple man. Take a simple meat and make it delicious.
I have just eating. We have a comfort food where I am from. It is called poutine. And what we'll do, we take potato and the cheese and gravy, and we put it on the plate. And I put some. What is your favorite viande, monsieur?
What
Meat. What meat you like?
I believe in Tiatkala we had cow meat, correct, Hope?
Beef? You want some
People
beef?
Beef.
Beef?
Beef.
Sure.
We bring you beef. We put beef on the poutine.
Again, have all of you been living in a different place than me?
And for everyone else, you want the intestine or do you want the poutine?
I'm feeling adventurous. Give me your weird what'd you call it? Pooped in? What is it?
Puts in.
Poutine. I'll have some poutine.
I'll have some as well.
Same for me.
All right. We'll be back. One moment, please. And then he steps away, and a few moments goes by. I don't know if you guys are sitting in awkward silence over this weird interaction and Stanley's raging depression. But the Poutsins return on large plates, and on each person served with a giant mountain of large cut sort of fried potatoes covered in gravy and cheese, and there are large strips of beef on each of them. Looks delicious.
All right, man.
Bon appetit. Is there anything I can get anyone else before you dig in?
What do you have to drink here?
I have wine, and I have mead, and the coffee, and we have a thing called a soda pop.
Oh, I thought these were only legend. Bring me this soda pop.
Do you want a cola or an ale of ginger?
Did you say cola?
Cola, yes.
Is it by chance something called Coca-Cola?
No, it's just a cola, soda pop.
Okay. Well, that part is legend. All right, bring me that. I'll have that.
Yes, anyone else want a drink of carbonated?
Coffee,
All right.
but I will try this drink of legend.
Yes, if Nash is this excited about something that I would have assumed he made up, I would like to try.
Yes, for everyone.
All right, so they return very briefly with a large glass of fizzy black water, some kind of cola, it's carbonated, and also there's a coffee made for you as well, Varel. And if there's nothing else, I will allow you to enjoy your lunch.
All right, try
Very
the food.
good. It tastes like poutine with beef in it. It's very good, though. Excellent ingredients.
Oh, that sounds
I don't
so
know
good.
if that's the kind of thing your characters would actually enjoy or not, but
Oh yeah,
in the real world, poutine is so good.
I would dig into it hardcore.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. Look at this. We don't have things like this.
Well, we do. We have the beef. We can bring this knowledge home. The comforts of Sigil in our own kingdom.
Stanley, and what about your father? Didn't that old lady say elves regenerate? Couldn't he still be alive?
It's something that occurred to me when she said that, but I wouldn't even know where to begin. I was very young when he died. I don't remember where we lived. I don't remember where they even took me after they took me from that place. So finding him seems unlikely, assuming he even remembers who he is. She also said they lose their minds a little bit at a time when they come back. Look, I'm not saying I don't have any reasons to go back. I'm just pointing out the obvious, which is it's not that bad here. And I guess we have to make a decision on if we really think we're going to be able to go back to the lives we had.
We never can. We'll never be the same people. We are different now. Better. Stronger. For our experiences. Stanley, this is a very valuable place to be. A very valuable ally to have. Think of all those who aren't here. Think of those we left behind. Those we promised to save and to harbor. The crazy man with the trucks, for Hope. Yes, we love him.
That guy's great.
I
Seems
agree.
true.
What was his
And you
name?
really think that thief is gonna take good care of the little elf girl?
Yes, the little elf girl. We must help her, as she is in the clutches of a vile, small person.
I
Eddie,
think it was gnome. No.
I think
Yes.
Eddie Eddie better take care of her.
What about poor other small person hurtling through space for all time? Surely he'd like to see us again.
Chance.
Yes. What of the memory of Diptak and the kingdom he was promised? What
All
of the
right.
thousands of friends that Nash surely has?
They were all turned into solar energy, as I
But-
recall.
There were probably more that he wasn't friends with yet, who can still be saved.
Nash, do you have any friends left? I mean, besides us at
I
the table.
don't think so. I've never gone back, so I don't know.
Have you ever wanted to go back?
I was getting all Irish for some reason. I don't know if they're okay now.
We've discovered what happens if you give Nash a potato.
Let the lard of the Black Land come forth.
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't heard from anyone, so I may be the last of not my kind. There are other humans, but the last of the survivors.
What of Bok Bok? What of our revenge against Monsoon Cabbage? What of the grave we never dug for that crazed drug man in the mountain there who you killed with a rock?
Yeah, we're just doing all the greatest hits right now with that one. Thank
What
you.
about the man in white who was part of a rebel alliance of some kind that we never revisited his base because it moved?
I see your point. There's plenty to do. Though I also think a good thing to consider is all of this may be inconsequential. Who knows how much time will have passed by the time we get back?
The thought has occurred to me.
Didn't you say it felt like ages that you were floating through space?
That is true.
I'm in agreement. I think this is what we should do. We should try to find a way back. But maybe set expectations a bit.
Works for me, Stanley. Glad to have you on board.
We're going to the hive.
Eventually. Right?
I knew he'd come around.
First, we head and check out this place you showed up, see if we can find any weapons, anything you might have left behind. Why do we think it might be in sewers?
That's where Nash and I appeared, as well as
Oh.
your bodies were.
Oh. All right, well, that sounds like a fun afternoon.
Okay, so would you guys like to wrap up the dinner and fast forward to going to the sewers? Anything else you want to do in this part of town? You'll have to hire a rickshaw and head back to the Soggy Feather because the Soggy Feather's near where you appeared. So that would be that
Yeah,
part of town.
I
Anything-
definitely want to go back just so I can get actual armored up, just in case.
Okay, so you have dinner. Dinner's going to cost you 20 gold pieces.
Sounds good.
Wow.
A very expensive restaurant. That includes a tip. All right, so you have this fancy dinner. You hire a rickshaw. It's going to cost you another gold and a half to get rickshawed back to the Soggy Feather.
All right.
This the young man who guides you, also very muscular, but doesn't say anything to you guys. It's an uneventful ride. You're back at the Soggy Feather, and now, Varel, you're ready to retrace your steps to where you had first emerged. Does anyone need to do anything at the Soggy Feather while they're here?
No.
Nope.
I take off my fancy clothes.
Yeah, switch from fancy clothes to adventuring clothes.
All right, no one's got their fancy clothes on. Very good. Okay, so you make your way to the welcome center, and you remember walking down the main street there's a sort of three-way intersection where the welcome center is. So you remember walking down the street about 5-10 minutes, and that there was a stairwell that descended to the dark below. So you retrace your steps and you find that stairwell. Do you descend?
I lead everyone down.
Okay, so you lead everyone down 2 flights of stairs, and eventually the sound of the street becomes very muffled and far away, and you're in this dark, brick sewer with, about a couple inches of brine water on the bottom, looking green and murky on your feet. Now, it's been about 2 weeks since you've been down here, but you weren't actually far from the stairwell. You remember walking down a passage, turning left, and then walking down another passage, and that being the room that you appeared in. So you make your way down, leading the party back in that direction. Yes, you recognize all of this because you were here for this.
Okay.
And you make your way to the room. Now you see that there's a T-junction, and you remember the room where the T-junction is where Hope and Stanley were found. And then farther down straight is where you emerged. Where would you like to go?
I'll take them to where they were found
Yeah.
first.
Do that first.
Okay. So you make your way inside of that room. So you see that there's piles of refuse on the right and left sides. And you see nothing in this room apart from a sort of mound, some sort of body laying face down in the water in the center of the room.
Did we leave a body here?
The room is occupied.
Hope will slowly go over and see if she can kick it to look at the face.
Okay, you kick it and flip it over. And as you flip over the body, you see sort of the flesh is wet. So it's like the flesh goes to sort of here, and then it's just skull pushing out. And the little maggot crawls out of the nose hole of it as you flip it over. Judging by the body shape, a smaller race, halfling, gnome, something like that. Dwarf, maybe. But the complete underside is rotted and sort of guts spill out as you flip the body over. It forms this pile of rotted hamburger.
Oof.
This is
Well-
where you found us.
Yes, in a pile. You were being inspected. When I found you, you were intact, as your bodies were on that slab the day you crawled from the mere. This is most peculiar, though.
What is?
Dead. As in rotting. So he was killed here. In this place.
Did you kill anyone while you were down here?
I was in a rage of sorts, and I assaulted 2 men who didn't talk to me afterwards.
Is this one of them?
I left them clothed.
Hope will look around the bodies, see if there are any items or anything that would tell more of the
There-
story.
They're picked clean. I mean, the body is hard to touch. You flipped it over, so it just looks like open carcass at this point. There isn't anything to learn. It's possible, given the age of the rotting, is that it's someone that Pharrell had killed, potentially.
Strange that they would seem so eager for our bodies, but not for this one.
Well, you all were marked with the weir, which made your bodies, or souls tethered to them, very valuable.
And you said you still see that mark when you looked through the goggles.
Yes. Well, look around for your weapons, but we should move on.
Okay, so team investigation roll to search the place, please. Whoever's participating.
Okay.
Well, this is very good.
Investigation.
20, not natural.
Oh,
Man,
it's a
I'm
very good
rolling-
roll, but I'm not good at investigation. It's
I'm
a
rolling
22.
so low. That would be a 1 plus 3, so 4.
A 6 for me.
Well, Nash and Varel are absolutely useless at this
I
task.
cannot roll anything. The worst rolls
They
tonight.
examine the same pile of refuse 4 or 5 times over, still doubting what they saw last time as they fail to move on efficiently. However, Hope and Stanley, you begin sort of a technique of rinsing like your sword ends it through the water to see if it can't pick up on anything interesting. Now, Stanley, as you drag your blade through the water, you feel it hit something loose and move it across the stone into the water. You're not quite sure what it is.
All right, and I'll reach down and try to retrieve it.
All right, you reach down and feel around, and you feel that there is some sort of metal device loose in the water. You grab it and lift it out of the water, and you have a handgun in your hands.
I found something. Hope.
Hope will run over
Huh?
with a very happy look on her face and
It
check
looks
it out.
absolutely familiar. It's one of the handguns. You can tell by the telltale marks on the grip. It has survived completely. It still looks rugged and old. It's a very old gun, but it looks just as you remembered it. You take a quick examination of it and realize it's Scully.
Nice. Hope will give a solid nod to Stanley in gratitude and start looking around.
I guess we
There's one
know
more.
it made its way here too. That's worth doubling the check. Keep looking.
All right, everyone roll a group investigation check.
Okay. Seven total.
It's a 10.
11.
14.
All right, Pharrell. As you examine the water, you feel something. You use your claws to gently grate the water, and you feel something heavy as you do that in a spot near you.
Something here.
Cool. Hope will head over and start
Mhm.
digging around in the muck.
Okay, so you start digging around, and you feel as if something maybe feels like the hilt of something, but maybe broken off. You don't know.
I'll pull it out of the water.
You pull it out of the water, and much to your disappointment, you see perhaps this is some sort of metal dildo of some kind in the refuse. Got your
Hope
grip
will
on it.
shake her head and chuck
Well.
it across the room.
Hold on a second. What is that? Says Nash. What is it? What is that?
Why are
thing?
we throwing away treasure?
Yeah. What it,
It's out there, Nash, if you want to check it out.
hold on a second. I'll jog over there and.
All right, you jog over where she threw it like a dog fetching a,
Yeah.
a stick. You dig through the water, and it's shaped in the shape of a rather large version of a penis.
All right.
Balls.
I'm gonna say. I'm not saying anything. I'm just gonna jam this in my crotch pocket
Oh no!
and keep it in
Oh,
there.
no.
In his crotch pocket?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it in
Didn't
there.
you grow yours back?
Wait a
No.
minute. When you say that, you mean inside your body,
Yeah,
right?
in my body. Like before, like the
Wait,
pocket
are
I
you
kept.
are you putting it tip first? Or are you wearing it like a strap on?
It doesn't matter. I want to just jam it in there for storage and hold
Oh,
on
it
to
matters.
I just want to. Well, you're gonna put it in there for Okay,
it. Just gonna hold on to it. That's all.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
You,
No, that's not all. This is the literal definition of not all.
Yeah, you try to put it in there, but it slides out.
Oh. All right.
You may need to dry it off or something,
You have
or
to
strap it in there.
squeeze,
Yeah.
Nash. You
What?
gotta squeeze.
What?
It's also uncomfortably large for the hole that you have.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I kept a lot of Varel stuff in there. I always assumed I had a lot more space in there than you're telling me.
Nash, I don't want to.
This device
don't want
appears
to-
designed to not stay lodged for long.
I don't want to express this as if it's the only issue I have with what you're attempting right now.
Hmm.
But look at the gunk this has been in. There was a dead body floating in this water not moments ago.
That's true. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, what? Okay, hold on. 25.
Okay.
Wait, that
So
can't
you
be
don't
right. Hold
contract any disease just yet.
Invest in a backpack. Anything.
All right, I don't need it then. I just thought, I don't know, you could sell it and make a little money. And I'll toss it to the side.
Why don't you put it in your pocket?
Well, what pocket? I'm still wearing. The only clothes I have are the fancy ones.
Yeah, it's got pockets on it.
All right, I'll pocket it then.
If you have a rope, you can make a necklace out of it.
I'm gonna try
Nash,
to.
you wore your fancy clothes down here?
I don't have any.
You gotta pull your pants down.
Burrell has no opinion on Nash trying to ram this thing inside his own body, but then he notices the pants he's wearing and is like, "No, Nash."
Yeah, your stockings are now like black, like they're all nice white, tidy white. They're black from the ankle down. Now your shoes are covered in shit.
All right. Can I inspect the thing and see if there's anything more to it than just it looks like a dong?
Investigation check, please.
Okay. I have a good investigation thing. All right.
When you said what we found, Bo, did you expect this much time spent on it?
Nope. I just want to play a joke on whoever picked it up.
14.
Okay, so you examine it carefully, and you notice that there's a little embedded. So there's a part where when it was molded, it left a little line sort of separating it,
Mm-hmm.
and you see that there's like a little maybe thumb switch on the shaft
Okay.
of the dildo.
I will, and it looks like I can press it.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can flick it up or down like a light switch.
I'm gonna flick it in a direction that it's not currently in.
Okay, so you flick it, and from the base, so not the tip part, but the base part, on the end, a little metal rod goes, and then an umbrella shoots out from one side,
Whoa, the tip side or the back side?
the base side.
Okay.
So you can hold it like this, and it's an umbrella handle.
You guys, look at this! And I'll show them my cool umbrella dong. We could use this if it rained or whatever. Plus, this would be worth money, and some vendors are gonna pay good gold for this.
All right, Nash, you hold on to it. You
Sweet.
let us know how that works out for
I
you.
will retract it all, jam it back into place, and then put it in my pocket.
Okay, write down umbrella dong in your, or umbrella dildo in your items.
All right.
Okay, and note that your clothes are soiled. Your stockings and shoes are soiled.
Okay, hold on. Umbrella dong. Clothes are gross. Okay.
All right, well, Hope, I hate to leave you with only one gun. Maybe one more look before we move to a different area.
All right, one more.
Group investigation, please.
Ugh,
10.
5.
23.
17.
What is going
All
on?
right, Stanley, as you do one last look for something, anything, you scrape your sword along something that seems kind of light, but maybe made of lots of pieces underneath the water. Can't see in the water, though.
All right, reach down, try and grab it.
You reach down and try and grab it. You pull out what appears to be a pair of spectacles, and they're on the spectacles. There appears to be these gold trimmed attachments at the top that sort of go out, and then there's a little white cloudy gem attached at the end. Looks a lot like the ethereal spectrometer in Largess's place that you found yesterday, but a more lightweight version.
All right, I'm going to press the digitate the goggles,
Mm-hmm.
clean them up, put them on.
Okay, you put them on, and you see they're clean, so you can see clearly through them. They're not designed for poor eyesight. The gem hangs in the middle.
Varel, is this what they were using before?
That's it, yes. That's what I ripped from their heads and may have killed this man for.
Hope, come over here.
Hope will come over.
All right, I'm gonna look at Hope, see if I see anything odd.
There's nothing changing about your vision. You need some way to turn them on somehow.
What do I do with this, Varel? How does it work? Feel around for buttons and switches and stuff.
Investigation roll.
Better than my dice.
13.
Okay, there's a part of the where the gem hangs over. There's a part where when you touch it, it feels warm. You're not quite sure what to do with it, but you sort of fidget around with it a little bit. And then it's almost like as you slide your fingers over it, you cool it down, and then your vision begins to change. And you begin to see everyone turn into wisps of white and blue.
Everyone is a
Alright.
Tracers around everyone.
Wait a minute. I think I got it. I'm seeing something. Hope. Look at her.
Hmm. She's outlined in blue and white, and as her body moves, the blue and white slowly follows after, like this weird High Templar tracer effect.
Varel, where did you say the mark was? The neck? Or the head?
Hope will
see if I
start
can see any marks.
Rotating.
Yeah.
Pharrell appears to have wandered off. He's no longer in the room with you.
It's fine. Just keep looking.
Okay,
Hope,
so you
Hope and
examine
I'll
Hope,
try and figure
and
this out.
immediately right away, you see on her neck a glowing sort of density, like cluster of something that isn't present elsewhere when you look at her. So you approach in closer to take a look, and you see that Hope's real name is emblazoned on her neck, which would be the Orifiek Menos.
Yeah.
Underneath it appears to be infernal text. Do you read infernal?
I do not.
What do you see?
I see your name and then something in infernal. I can't read it.
Oh, did you
Hey.
read abyssal as well?
Or maybe it's in abyssal. Either way, I don't read it.
Yeah, I know Infernal. Yeah. Give
Okay.
him over and let me see you.
Swap.
So you ripped them off without taking them off, and you need to make a constitution.
Oh no. Constitution, that's going to be a 13.
Okay, so you fall down on your butt, dizzy, the room's spinning.
Oh, all right.
You have disadvantage on all attack rolls and ability checks for the next minute.
Jeez.
Hope,
Harsh.
be
You
very.
alright?
Maybe turn them off before you try taking them off. They're pretty bad.
By the way, can I say a quick thing? While you
guys.
guys are doing that, Nash is in the other, like a ways away from you guys, with his dildo umbrella, doing this. He's like a old West guy standing there, and then he's going, poo, and then like popping the thing, and then toughing it back in, stick it back in, get ready for another draw, poo, just showing how cool he is by doing quick draws and popping the umbrella and then putting it back in. Just to give you a little idea of what I'm up to while this is going on.
Okay, and as you do that on the third time, you poo at one of the walls, and then all of a sudden, as you poo, a purple cloud appears on the wall and then forms into the shape of a door, and you just hear whoa, 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 whoa,
Whoa. You guys, you need to see this. I dildoed the wall, and there's a door. There's a door here now. I told you this thing was worth something, and I'll tuck it back in my pocket.
Okay, the door stays. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Is it
Hope's gonna be busy reading Stanley's neck.
Okay, so Hope, you read his next. So you see that it says Stanley Billings, and then Infernal, or optionally Abyssal as well. Seems to have be written in dual language of some kind, and you understand this. It reads that this individual's soul, destined for, the Weir, proprietor, Catobal Praith. Reward if found.
And we talked about this, Bo. It does say Stanley Billings, right?
It says Stanley Billings. Ooh, hang on. We're reading your soul, right? Do you have another name?
Yeah.
It would say that as well.
All right. So it would say Valir or Noth.
Whoa. Have we heard that before?
You have
No.
not.
Cool.
All right, I'll read aloud what the Infernal says, but I won't say the other name that I see.
Okay. So everyone understands that whatever's written on Stanley's soul, it says that he's still bound for the Weir.
Well, and then Varel would probably know because he saw it as well last time,
Mhm.
right?
He saw it on the other body.
Yeah.
Remember, the way the resurrection worked is you walked out from a mirror, and then your old forms disintegrated, whatever those were. Or they didn't disintegrate; they were just left over at the Chapel of Laughter.
All right. Well, I mean, I guess that's what we knew.
And Nash, what did you find?
There's a purple throbbing wall over here. Or door, I mean. I don't know if we can go through it. I haven't touched it yet. Seems like a group decision.
All right, let's go check it out. Hope make sure you undo before you. Stanley will stand up, still a little woozy,
Yeah.
start making his way over to the door.
Okay, you make your way over to the portal. You can't see through whatever purple's there. It looks like purple water against the wall, but it's in the shape very distinctly of a door.
So what should we do?
Why don't you lick it?
I mean, I will.
I know, but maybe don't. I was mostly kidding.
Okay, well, here, and I'll look around for a little stone or something. Is there anything around me?
I mean, there's the pieces of trash and detritus.
I'm going to pick up a piece of trash and or a detritus and toss it at the door. Just kind of lob
Toss
it over
at the
there.
door,
Yeah.
and the door just whoop, disappears.
The door disappears?
No, the piece of trash disappears through the door.
Through the door. It's like a... Okay, I think it's a portal.
It's-
Because look, that stone left. It's gone. It went in. I could try throwing the dildo in there. See if it leaves.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good idea. Throw that through.
Okay. I'm going to do it. And I'll take out the thing and toss it in there.
Okay, you take out the dildo. Is it retracted?
It's all shut up. Into
Okay,
its
so you
self.
take out the dildo and you toss it through.
Yep.
It disappears into the purple.
You guys. I think we can go through.
Possibly. That doesn't mean we should. Where's everybody landing on this? We don't know where this is even going to take us. This could go anywhere.
I'll put my head through it. Just to see on the other side. What do we think?
I'm going to let him do it.
Yeah, let me at least grab your leg or something.
Yeah, hold on to me and I'll hold my hand out and she can hold my hand or whatever. I just want to put my head in there and kind of peer in.
I mean, if you get decapitated by it, it'll probably grow back, right?
I mean, in this place, yes. Good point,
So you stick
Stanley.
your head.
Put
So
your
you
head
walk
through.
up. You walk up carefully, putting one hand on either side of the brick wall, and dunk your head into the purple door. Instantaneously, just it's as if there's no traversal or no effect. As soon as your eyes breach the membrane of the portal, you move into this new area. It's black all around, except for the door is making a glowing light, and you see on the ground the trash you threw in and the dildo.
Okay.
And you look around and it just seems black, but the ground is, brown dirt. It's very hot and muggy, like just like a sauna in there.
Okay, no other signs of where this may be.
Just pure blackness in all of the directions. You can't see.
Can I, with one arm, light a piece of stone or something and give myself some vision?
Sure. You
Actually,
want to make a mage stone and toss it?
yeah. Hold on, though. Maybe I want to do. Hold on. No, that's not going to work. Oh, I got rid of it. That's why. Yeah, let's do that. Let me light up an object and toss it in there. Or if I can reach anything, I'll touch it.
Okay, so you cast light on a stone or something. What object?
I see a little stone, if it's in there, and I'll say...
You got to step in to get the stone.
Oh, I do?
It's just your head. You'll have to step in.
We'll get... give me a... Can I have them bring me a rock or something from the other side?
Sure, yeah.
I'll
sure.
do that. I'll convey that to Hope or somebody.
I love the idea of this headless figure's hand going, oh.
All right, so someone passes you a stone that
All
they
right.
got from the water.
Then I will
You have
bring
it,
that-
you light it up.
I'll bring that
And
through.
you bring it through, and
Yeah.
it lights the area where the door is a little bit more, and you see more brown sand. But you don't see any of the walls or anything in the distance.
Okay, so it just
You don't
goes
learn
off.
anything more right now.
Okay. That was worth it. All right, I'll pull back in if I'm able, and I will tell them what I saw. Which isn't much,
Okay.
but
You tell them. Yeah.
All right, well, we don't have any idea where that might be. Seems if there are such things as unstable portals, maybe jumping through any one that might just randomly appear is a bad idea.
I mean, it's up to you guys, but that's a tempting... It's tempting. I have one more idea. I'm going to stick my head in again. And I'm going to cast Fire Bolt as far as it'll go. Straight
All right, you
ahead.
stick your head in, noticing again that the dong is on the ground on this side of the portal, as well as the piece of trash.
Yeah.
You shoot Firebolt out. Pew! And it sort of lights up this tracer as it extends into the darkness.
Okay.
And you finally able to grab sight of the wall. As it goes to hit the wall, you notice that there are all these creatures with 15 or 16 legs crawling, beings of pure black and oil crawling along the walls. And just as your mind is beginning to make out the shapes you're seeing on the wall, the firebolt hits the wall, expends, and you're back into darkness.
I'll pull my head back out and say, we do not want to go in there. There are a bunch of spider creatures, and that seems bad, and there's a lot of them. In fact, we should probably wall this up.
Yeah, and as you say that, right on time,
Shit.
the door begins to fade a little bit.
Okay, good. I thought you were going to say, 15 spiders jump out, roll for initiative.
Now,
Okay.
the dong is on the other side of the portal. This is going to be your last chance to grab it if you want to.
I'm going to grab it real quick. Can I reach it and grab it?
Yeah,
Okay.
you have to make a dexterity check, though.
Okay. Oh, that's
man.
dangerous.
Slide a hand roll, please.
Dangerous. Nat 20!
Oh, jeez. Look at that.
Nice.
I've been rolling
Okay.
4s and 5s all day. That's amazing.
So as the portal begins fading, you poke your head in, then an ant comes in, grabs the dong, and then zooms back out. And just as he zooms out, the brick returns to normal brick wall. Whoosh.
Okay.
I thought this was going to open with you getting all your limbs and end with you losing one.
Well, for the record, if he rolled low, he would have lost something. I don't know what.
Oh, really? Ooh. I'm glad I rolled high, as high as I can roll, actually. All right. So, sweet. I'll pocket. I'm gonna give it a name. Can I give it a name? Can I name the dong?
The umbrella dong, sure.
Yeah. The umbrella dong is now named Barbara, and I'm gonna carry it everywhere I go.
All right,
It's my lucky dong.
that's great.
Yeah.
Sure, that makes sense.
The corpse smell will leave after a while. It's fine. I'm never going to use it for its original use. It's gonna be.
You already did.
Its original
It was
use.
literally
as
the
a-
first thing you did with it.
I'm gonna use
Its
it. as
original
a,
use as a handgun. You know that you use
I'm
dildos.
gonna use it as an umbrella and a fun party toy, or not party toy. I'm just gonna. It'll be a good laugh at get-togethers. I got plans for old Barbara. She's gonna stay in my pocket for a while.
All right. So Hope has found a weapon, and Stanley has found some ethereal spectrometers, and you've got yourself a seemingly portal-creating umbrella dildo. Yeah. What do you guys want to do next?
The last thing that Stanley would do, he'd kind of move away from the group, and just sort of quietly, kind of knowing it's probably not going to be the case, but he would just kind of find a quiet moment, hold his hand out, and go, parlay. Wait and see if anything happens.
To your great sadness, there's no response to parlay.
All right. Stanley just
Oh.
turns around, rejoins the group. Yeah, and then while that music plays.
All right, so I imagine there's the one area you wanted to examine, Varel, which was the other room where you first emerged with Nash.
Yes, the place where I landed in the trash.
Okay, so you make your way down that way, heading back to the hallway and moving up to the main room where you had landed, and you see the pile of refuse where you had comfortably landed from your voyage here. And you see in this room as well, there are 6 or 7 corpses that weren't here when you were last here on the ground. In addition to these 6 or 7 corpses, you see some of the familiar looking pieces of equipment that halfling had brought in after you had made the deal with them, and they all appear to be smashed.
All right, this wasn't me. I maybe killed 2 people max.
But you didn't smash up all this stuff.
No, if anything, I bartered for one of the lifts and left him with less stuff. This is interesting.
You hear a little coming from one pile of refuse.
Yes, my friend?
You see a little part of the refuse pile shake, and then some scurrying into a new refuse pile.
Wait, friend, what happened here?
There's a little pause, and then a small head pokes out from the pile of refuse. Forel?
Yes, it is I, Varel.
Ah, it is I, Java the Carver.
Java the Carver. What
For everyone
happened
else's
here?
benefit, a small little rat man with a hood over his head and little clawy hands clambers out of the pile of refuse. Why are you back here?
I have my friends. The friends I took. They're alive. We came to see where they landed.
Oh, so they are alive. They're very tall.
Yes. They pride themselves in this.
And what brings you back to this part of the dock below?
I came to see where I landed. Who are these people?
The latest suckers.
So you have fed well.
Well, not just me. The Rat King wanted to know what was going on here. We killed them and took their things.
This is a lot to kill.
There are many of us. For every man in Sigil, there are 1,000 rats. One day we will outnumber them significantly and take Sigil for ourselves. That day is not today, though, so you don't have to worry.
Thank you for the addendum, Carver.
'Tis good to see you again. They had much riches, but many are the rat people. Many mouths to distribute.
I'll look at my friends and look back at Carver. Was there anything else found in these sites? Something that wasn't brought by these men?
You're speaking about the portal they bought from you.
Yes.
Yes, I watched the trade. I remember what happened. You took them good. They found nothing. There was nothing here. Whatever portal you transported yourself through is gone. Admittedly, the Rat King sent me out to find it too, but I did not find it. And if Java does not find something, then it does not exist.
Did you happen to find anything that looked like Hope? Show him the gun you found.
Hope will pull out Scully.
That is junk. You pulled that from the other room.
Yes, but there should be another one that looks like it. You didn't see anything like that.
Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Java sees lots of things. They say that gold helps the memory. Is that true for elves as much as it is for rats?
I don't know, Java. I don't have any, but Vorel, perhaps you can persuade him?
How old of a memory are we talking here, Jarver?
Oh, 7 days. 7 days, at least.
And then 7 gold pieces should jar your memory.
And he holds out a clay hand in acceptance of your arrangement.
I put 7 into it.
And they're really big in his hand, so he lifts up his cloak, and you see that he has a backpack, and it's like he's putting pizzas into a backpack. They're just like, they're large, so he just shoves them in there, and he throws back. He goes, "Thank you, Varel. Yes, I found one just like that. But Java, he sold it. He sold it to a sucker who did not know what it was. Java told him it was an ancient demonic artifact that could improve one's virility if you rubbed it. It sold for lots of money.
Do you remember who it was he sold it to?
I do. Kind of.
Kind of. I know this game.
It might
Perhaps.
have been an elf. It might have been Githyanki. Right? Who
Well,
did
those
I
are
sell it to?
2 options. Surely 2 gold will help you decide.
And he holds his hand out.
I like
Put in the
Vorel's
2 gold.
bribery math. I
do
heard
too.
a number, therefore here's the number.
He takes the 2 gold and does the same sort of display. I sold it to a man who calls himself Fedor. Now, this Fedor is a servant of a well-known trader, yes, operates in the dark below and in the hive. So I don't imagine Fedor has it. I imagined he was operative for this other man, Tobacho Fleur.
Ooh, more than 1 exclamation point in the same place.
Quest synergy. Hell yeah.
Do you know who Tobacho is, Pharrell?
I do as of today.
I might not recommend going to see this, Tobacho. You've got 1 gun and your life. That seems good.
Jarver,
Mm-hmm.
does the Rat King operate in the hive?
So, the rats are everywhere. We operate in all worlds, in the dark below. We enter into your houses, and we steal your things. And when the time for revolution comes, we will kill everyone in their sleep. Everyone.
And until such time, is the Rat King looking for a friend?
Peculiar question. The Rat King meets no one.
Of course. Of course he doesn't.
He holds no audiences with tall ones. He is busy planning your destruction. But you may speak to Java if you need anything. You are a good tall one. Most tall ones don't realize how silly their lives are.
Java, if I were to make my way to the hive, how would I get there?
Well, I'm sure you could take, on the surface, you have those rickshaw things. Maybe you could take a big wheelie.
Let's say I wanted to get there without alerting anyone.
Well, you would need to do that in the dark below. But the underground passages beneath the hive are even more deadly than the hive itself.
But what if I had
It
friends?
would be a tremendous effort. If you're asking me to guide you there, the answer is no. You are too tall. The passages that Java would take, talls can't go through. You would have to become small.
Look at Nash.
Oh boy.
Nash, we could have rat-sized adventures.
I don't know about that.
So yeah, Bo as the DM is saying, not saying no. If you can somehow become all small, perhaps you could take him up on this offer.
I don't know how to be. I mean, I don't have a way.
It's
Well, he
literally
has-
your move, man.
He has enlarged Biggin, but it's
not
half
that
size,
small,
which
yeah.
still wouldn't bring you small enough to be
Yeah.
a rat man.
Oh yeah, not nearly.
And is concentration on one person, so you don't. Can you do multiple targets if you cast it at higher levels?
Doesn't say. Hold on, maybe it does. It says.
I don't think it would make anyone small enough, anyways. But
Yeah, half
We
is
might be able
gonna
to stretch
cut
it.
it.
Says enlarge, half. This can't be reduced. No, it only just says a creature or object. Doesn't talk about multiples in the description at all.
like they usually say at the bottom, if this is cast at higher levels, blah blah blah.
No, it just says. Yeah, nothing about higher levels.
That seems like an oversight on the spell. There's,
Yeah,
there's got to be some way to make somebody a little tiny person.
maybe there's.
I
Another
guess
spell.
polymorph is the way to do it, but you change creatures too or something.
Right.
If you could somehow polymorph into pixies or to ratman or something like that. There's probably another spell
Yeah,
that does it.
polymorph would work, but it's sort of the same limitation. I couldn't do it to the party.
Yeah, it doesn't have increased effects at higher spell levels, and yeah, it only does half, so you still wouldn't be small enough to be comparable to the Ratman, who's literally a foot.
I mean, we could fit with polymorph, but I don't have the spell slots to cast it enough. Because I could literally turn us into rats. We could go anywhere he went. Actually, I could do the whole party.
Mm.
There's a big smile on Kyle's face right now.
Kyle really wants these rat-sized adventures. We would have to do it in under an hour. Oh wait, no, it's concentration. Nope, wouldn't work.
Aw.
You can't do
Oh.
multiple. I think there's mass polymorph at later levels, right? Is that a
Yeah,
thing?
yeah.
Oh, maybe
Eve-
not.
Eventually, Kyle, we just need to keep leveling up.
Let's go back up and grind and come back here later.
Yeah. We gotta go kill boars till we can mass polymorph.
Oh yeah, there's a feat that you can take with multiple concentrations. Okay, cool. All right, well, still an interesting option, and still something we might consider, like table talk wise, if we want more than one approach to the hive.
Yeah.
Get someone on the inside.
Yeah.
So why don't we leave it there for this week, since we're at our time, and I think that the picture of Varel and Stanley and Nash and Hope contemplating whether or not they're going to shrink themselves into little rats or take a rickshaw on the surface. This is a good way to end off as everyone scratches their proverbial chin, their beard. They're all going like this. Well, shall we get to Tobacho Fleur?
This would be a good gif.
All five of us.
Yep, I'm going to make that later. It's going to be a good gif. Excellent. Well
And
done,
that's
everybody.
There will be dungeons for this week.
Indeed.
everyone.
So we're about to record a bonus show as well, and that's a good reminder to tell the fine folks at home, if you want more content from us, more than what you're already getting, hop on in and support us at Dungeons Plus. That's our little support system we made ourselves, homemade, like Mom used to do it. You just go sign up at therewillbedungeons.com. That's therewillbedungeons.com. You can get that bonus episode. You can get cool artwork in the mail. You get important, cool DM documents you can't get in any other way. That's
Important.
Very important. Therewillbedungeons.com is the place to do it. Get in there now and get that going. You can also leave us your questions at the website. If you go to therewillbedungeons.com, there's a great big form there now. You can just fill that out. Ask your questions. We like to ask those questions on the Q&A show. So anything you want to know about today's episode, other episodes, any of it is open game. So please do. We look forward to it. That's going to do it for us. For me, for Bo, for John, for Kyle, for Kristen, and for Baby Chunks. We'll see you next time. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.